Stay ahead of the storms with the Stormwatch 7 app.
Tonight, several developing stories as we come on. The pressure mounting. More than a dozen top Democrats saying Virginia Governor Ralph Northam must step aside after that bizarre backtrack, now insisting he was not in the race's photo, but acknowledging he once did dress in blackface as Michael Jackson. Also breaking tonight, a small plane crashing into a California neighborhood. The pictures coming in. The powerful storms triggering mudslides and flash flooding. High water rescues as residents brace for a second slam out west. Plus, the major warm-up for millions. How long will it last? The deadly police standoff, a suspect barricaded, filming himself and posting it live on Instagram. Gunfire exchanged as a fallen officer is saluted. The fiery jolt caught on camera. A man's clothes igniting when security guards hit him with a taser. The MMA fugitive, an urgent manhunt after a pro fighter suspected in 3 murders escapes a jail transport. Authorities say he's extremely dangerous. And Trump's football fear, what the president said about the dangers of the game and whether he would allow his son Barron to play.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin tonight with the breaking news out of Southern California. A small plane crashing into a residential neighborhood. This video just in from Yorba Linda, that's outside Anaheim, showing at least 2 homes on fire after a Cessna slammed to the ground. Smoke could be seen for miles. Eyewitnesses describing a loud boom. Authorities confirm injuries on the ground and fire crews are on the scene. Let's get right to ABC's Marcus Moore, who's in California. Marcus, this plane crashed right into a neighborhood.
That's right, Tom. It happened just moments ago, earlier this evening, and right now emergency crews are still responding to that scene in Anaheim, which is about an hour south of Los Angeles. But let's get back to that video. It is a devastating scene there, showing flames engulfing 2 homes there, and first responders on that scene to put out those flames and also treat the injured. And as you've mentioned, Tom, there have been injuries reported on the ground, but what we don't know is how many people may have been on board that plane, nor do we know what caused it to crash into this neighborhood, again, just a short time ago. It is worth noting that this area has seen strong storms and heavy wind this weekend, but it's unclear if that played any role at all in this crash. But it is certainly something that investigators will be considering as they look into what caused this crash. But again, those devastating pictures coming in just moments ago showing a chaotic scene there and a devastating scene as those homes burn after this plane crash. Tom, certainly a lot happening here in Southern California.
Pieces of that plane scattered all over that neighborhood. All right, Marcus, thank you. We will stay on top of this story throughout the broadcast. Now to the mounting calls for Virginia Governor Ralph Northam to resign in the wake of that racist photo scandal. More than a dozen key Democrats, look at that, from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, and several Democratic 2020 hopefuls now saying he should step aside. It was this newly surfaced photo from his medical school yearbook showing one person in blackface, another dressed as a Ku Klux Klansman, that ignited the controversy. And after first saying he was in the photo, Northam recanting, now insisting it's not him, but also admitting he once did dress in blackface during the 1980s as Michael Jackson. The firestorm showing no sign of letting up, with many asking, can he survive? Zachary Keish continues our coverage from Richmond.
Tonight, the demands for Virginia Governor Ralph Northam to resign reaching a crescendo, despite his claims that he's not either of the people featured on his own med school yearbook page dressed in blackface in KKK garb.
I was appalled that they appeared on my page, but I believe then and now that I am not either of the people in that photo.
Yesterday was a pathetic spectacle by Governor Northam.
The previous governor of Virginia, also a Democrat, saying Northam has to go.
But once that picture where the blackface and the Klansman came out, there is no way you can continue to be the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
More than a dozen other prominent leaders from his own party adamantly agree. House Majority Leader Nancy Pelosi saying he should do the right thing. Northam's press conference, intended to reverse his initial admission that he was in the photo, only added to the chaos and confusion when he said he used blackface on a separate occasion.
That same year, I did participate in a dance contest in San Antonio, in which I darkened my face as part of a Michael Jackson costume. It is because my memory of that episode is so vivid that I truly do not believe I am in the picture in my yearbook.
In this bizarre moment, where he recalled his costume the night he dressed as Michael Jackson, also drawing criticism.
I had the shoes, I had a glove, and I used just a little bit of shoe polish to put under on my cheeks. And the reason I used a very little bit is because I don't know if anybody's ever tried that, but you cannot get shoe polish off.
His notion that you can't get polish off your face easily suggests to me that was not the first time that he had tried blackface.
For now, the governor says he will stay in office.
If we get to the point where we feel that we're not effective, that we're not efficient, then we will revisit this and make decisions.
Zachary Keys joins us now live outside the governor's mansion in Richmond. Zachary, I want to keen in on that last part there. The governor's saying he may have to revisit his decision to stay in office if he's unable to lead. Is there any indication that is happening?
Tom, we aren't hearing anything directly from the governor's camp, but we have seen some activity around here that might suggest there'll be some late-night meetings with staffers. Tom?
Zachary Keesh live for us from Richmond. Zachary, thank you. Next tonight, the 1-2 punch as extreme weather continues to slam the West. A first round of heavy rain triggering mudslides and flash flooding across California. Several rescues reported. A sheriff's helicopter, look at this, hoisting a pair of stranded motorists from the roof of their car in 40-mile-per-hour winds. And that's an excavator swallowed by a massive sinkhole outside of L.A. Tonight, residents bracing for round 2. Here's ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano.
The power of Mother Nature on full display across California tonight as millions brace for yet another round of punishing rain, wind, and snow.
When you're bracing for what you already know what can happen, yeah, you get a little nervous.
Booyah! Torrential downpours this weekend, transforming busy roads in Los Angeles into rivers. This Santa Barbara neighborhood hit hard by earlier wildfires, now inundated with mud and debris. The saturated earth hampering cleanup efforts. A sinkhole in Malibu swallowing this front-end loader whole, its operator narrowly escaping unharmed. Swiftwater rescue teams across the state on high alert. This San Bernardino man airlifted out of his sinking car in the nick of time. To the east, in the mountains, several feet of snow making travel treacherous there, forcing drivers like this one to pull off the road and chain up.
A lot of people slid around. We already saw 3 accidents coming here.
And in San Francisco, winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour, toppling trees through power lines. These residents fighting their way through the gusts with each step.
All right, let's get right out to Rob Marciano in Central Park tonight. And Rob, the West dealing with some extreme conditions as the temperatures start to rise here in the East.
Yeah, it's all connected, Tom. What an onslaught of Pacific storms for the West, and it's reloading now. Take a look at the next storm. This one's going to be colder. It drops down from the north, so we could see some low-elevation snows tonight and tomorrow morning from Seattle back through Portland, and then another heavy push of rain from San Francisco, Oakland, back through Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, eventually through San Diego. And the blizzard warning's now up for the High Sierra, where we've already seen 3 feet of snow nearly down to the highway pass levels. Now here's the big warm-up, a record high of in the lower 60s today in Indianapolis, and temperatures swinging at least 50 degrees in just the last 3 days from Chicago up through Detroit, and tomorrow's highs will be no different, maybe even a little bit warmer in Charleston, and by Tuesday, easily in the upper 50s, maybe 60s as far north as Boston. Tom?
We will take those warmer temperatures. All right, Rob, thank you. We do move on now to a deadly police standoff outside of Cincinnati. A solemn procession today for 20-year veteran Sheriff's Deputy Bill Brewer as his body was transported by ambulance. Brewer killed by gunfire during the 12-hour standoff, with the suspect filming himself and posting live to Instagram before the SWAT team moved in. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos with those details.
Tonight, a veteran sheriff's deputy is dead, his partner wounded just outside Cincinnati after a gunfight with this man, 23-year-old Wade Edward Wynn. Deputies responding to a call Saturday night of a suicidal man barricaded inside an apartment with a weapon. Wynn documenting the standoff on Instagram, posting he needs help.
They have now fired back at me, but only once or twice.
Authorities say Wynn was involved in a burglary attempt, but despite threatening suicide, began firing at the arriving officers. Wynn keeping police at bay for a tense 12 hours, a fire even breaking out. Authorities using megaphones to negotiate with Wynn.
We want you to surrender. We want to get you the help you need.
Hours later, Wynn is taken into custody by a SWAT team. Killed in the confrontation, Detective Bill Brewer, a married father of a 5-year-old son.
It's a very sad morning for the Claremont County Sheriff's Office.
Police escorting Brewer's body, officers lining the highway saluting as the motorcade passed by. Wynn is charged with aggravated murder. He's due in court tomorrow. Tom.
Stephanie, thank you. Next tonight, Empire actor Jussie Smollett making his first public appearance since reporting to police he was the victim of a brutal hate crime, telling fans he fought back. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
These last 4 days, I would not have been able to get through it without obviously my family, but also the love and support for all y'all.
Actor and singer Jussie Smollett spoke emotionally in his first public appearance since reporting that he was the victim of a violent, racist, and homophobic attack.
In times of trauma or hurt or grief, we still have a responsibility to lead with love, you know, and if we don't, then we just die inside.
The Empire TV star sang at a sold-out concert Saturday night at the Troubadour Club in West Hollywood.
I was bruised, but my ribs were not cracked. They were not broken. I fought the back.
Police say he told them he was beaten up walking back to his Chicago apartment by 2 hooded men who shouted homophobic and racist slurs before yelling MAGA country. And he says one of them tied a noose around his neck. Authorities are still searching for these 2 persons of interest seen on surveillance video early last Tuesday morning. No other images have come to light that show what happened.
He's been very cooperative, and we have no reason at this point to think that he's not being genuine with us.
Last night, Smollett spoke out against people who've doubted him.
The hateful rhetoric that gets passed around, it has to stop. And it has to, but guess what? It stops with the people that believe in love. We have that power.
Police tonight tell us they still haven't received any tips in this case. They say they've been searching through multiple camera feeds, and at this point in the investigation will only say that they are, quote, making gains. Tom?
Steve Osunsami for us. Steve, thank you. Now to politics. President Trump, in a new interview, hitting on a range of topics from the shutdown to the Mueller investigation. And the president also asked about the dangers of football and whether he'd allow his son Barron to play. Here's ABC's Tara Palmieri.
With less than 2 weeks until the latest funding bill runs out, the president not ruling out another shutdown if he doesn't get money for a border wall.
Would you shut down the government again?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens on February 15th.
And you're not taking it off the table?
Well, I don't take anything off the table.
He and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi both set in their ways. She says under no condition will there be money in the budget for a wall.
There's not going to be any wall money in the legislation.
But Trump is facing opposition in Congress on multiple fronts. A large group of Republican senators recently passed an amendment rebuking the president's plans to pull troops overseas fighting terrorism. Trump recently announced he would be reducing the numbers of troops in Afghanistan and Syria, but now seeming to waver on if it will be a permanent solution.
Because the concern in here by your intelligence chiefs, though, is that you could, in that vacuum, see a resurgence of ISIS, see a resurgence of terror groups like Al-Qaeda.
We'll come back if we have to. We have very fast airplanes. We have very good cargo planes. We can come back very quickly. And I'm not leaving.
And on this Super Bowl Sunday, a more personal comment from the president, saying he'd have a hard time letting his son Barron play football, what he calls a dangerous sport.
I just don't like the reports that I see coming out having to do with football. I think the NFL is a great product, but I really think that as far as I've heard NFL players saying they wouldn't let their sons play football. So it's not totally unique, but I would have a hard time with it.
That was Tara Palmieri reporting. Moving on now to the mounting backlash after a violent confrontation between 2 Chicago police officers and a high school student. Here's ABC's Lana Zach.
Tonight, new questions about the tasing of a high school student in Chicago and whether police officers in schools have adequate training for situations like this one. 16-year-old Enigma Howard seen on the ground in this cell phone video in an altercation with 2 police officers as she was being tased. But police say there's more to the story than what's shown in the video, saying Denigma bit an officer, causing them to fall down the stairs. Denigma has been charged on 2 felony counts of aggravated battery and 2 misdemeanor offenses, but she says that she was pushed.
And I grabbed his vest, and we both fell down the stairs.
Her father, who was called to the school, watched it unfold.
To see your daughter or child or whatever getting beat like that, I felt helpless and furious.